Looks like we're finally going back to that lush forest moon of Pandora. So get your Na'vi avatar ready. I'm Alicia Malone, and this is Screen Junkies News. Everything's coming up Avatar. Over the weekend, 20th Century Fox finally announced the release dates for their Avatar franchise, with James Cameron shooting the films concurrently. So Avatar 2 hits theatres on December 18, 2020, followed by Avatar 3 on December 17, 2021. Then we hit pause for 3 years and we get Avatar 4 on December 20, 2024. And then finally, December 19, 2025, we get the final Avatar film. So that means a total of 5 Avatar movies. Here to tell me if anyone has even asked for this is David Griffin. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you please say that monologue about 3 more times?
Oh my God, 2020, 2024. And it fills me with terror even just talking about 2025 because it seems so far away, but I guess it's coming up soon. I mean, the first sequel is hitting in 2020, which is 11 years after the first.
11 years. Cameron seems to like taking breaks.
Yeah.
I mean, he did Titanic, took about 10 years off. Avatar, another 10, 11 years off. We'll do Avatar too. So that seems to be his pattern. And it works. It's worked.
Is it too late, though, for fans of Avatar, considering it is a sequel?
It's hard to say. I don't know if the hype is there anymore, for the future, like Marvel films and the next Star Wars movie. But I feel like it's still relevant because it's still the highest grossing film of all time. Minus the whole inflation thing with $2.8 billion in revenue. I mean, a studio can't ignore that. And I think if it was anybody but James Cameron, we would have already had another couple sequels. But because it is James Cameron, he has the luxury of waiting 11 years in between. But I don't think the hype is there. But I think when it comes out, people are going to go see it.
What do you think about this idea of announcing a slate of films even before you see how the audience reacts to the sequel?
Right. It's weird because, we had it with Lord of the Rings. But again, Lord of the Rings came out in succession. It wasn't that big of a gap and people loved it right away. Harry Potter, they didn't announce they're going to do, maybe say all 8 at the same time, but those came out again every other year or so. They had the books and everything. Well, with Avatar, there's no built-in mythology. We just have the one film. So it is weird to do that. But again, if you're James Cameron and your last 2 films, major films, are Titanic and Avatar, you're allowed to make those kind of statements.
It's pretty amazing. When you see the kind of success he has, and he is such a visionary. One thing that's confusing when you look at the slate is a 3-year gap between Avatar 3 and Avatar 4. What do you think accounts for that?
He was at Cinecon earlier this year in Las Vegas, and he talked about that a little bit. He said it took 4.5 years to make the first Avatar film. So he's kind of doing the math and making 4 more films. So he figures it's going to take a little while. There is going to be a gap over the next 8 years or so. So that's why they're not going to stop. I don't think he's going to go on vacation and take a break, although he's entitled to do so. But I think just with the time schedule, and he's also the technology. He was a big technology guy. It took him so long to make the first Avatar because he wanted the technology to be available to make it. Same with these sequels. That's what he's been waiting on. So I think he has everything ready to go.
Do you think it's easier now to make these movies? He posted that picture on Facebook of all the crew that was involved. It's insane. It takes a village.
It's a huge team, yeah. And I think they're ready. I don't think he doesn't go into any project, whether he's doing one of his underwater exploration videos that he loves doing so much, or a feature film. I think he's always prepared and always. That's one thing when you watch his movies, they're always they're well made. Whether you like the story or the mythology he's created, they're always like, this was a well executed film. Like whether he's making Aliens, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, or Avatar, you can tell he knows what he's doing.
Now you're wearing the t-shirt. You just got back from Star Wars Celebration. December now has pretty much been claimed as Star Wars month. We know that we're going to have many, many more Star Wars films to come. Avatar, their release dates are in December. So do you think that sets up a sort of a fight between Avatar and Star Wars?
I think so. I thought Star Wars was going to hold, just lay claim to that date for the next 10, 20 years. But we don't really know what's coming after Star Wars. So we have Episode 8 coming out this year. We're going to have the Boba Fett movie the following year. And then in 2019, I guess that would be, we're going to have Episode 9. But one thing we didn't get at Star Wars Celebrations, and we didn't get an announcement of what we're going to see after Episode 9. So 2020, maybe there'll be a Star Wars film in place. I think there will be, but maybe there won't. Maybe that first Avatar sequel, they'll have to themselves.
What do you think might happen with the Star Wars series? Do you think there'll be another standalone film?
I think it's going to be a standalone. The rumors have been that Star Wars is going to take a break from doing the episodes 8 and 9, and they're going to do a couple standalone films in between then, and then down the road, maybe they'll it's not going to reboot, but they'll start a new trilogy, which should be exciting. So I think we're going to get some standalone films. Standalone films do well. Like Rogue One did really well, but didn't do as well as, Episode 7, as The Force Awakens. So I think Avatar has a good chance to compete.
It's amazing when you think about, so many Star Wars films, so many Avatar films. Oh, it's just huge,
We're spoiled.
huge movies. Yeah, spoiled for choice. David Griffin, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we want to know what you guys think. Can Avatar compete with Star Wars? Let us know in the comments below. Be nice to each other. Thanks for watching. Please click here for more internets and follow us on Twitter at SJ News.